Hello everybody, welcome back to our channel. My name is Terrell.
And my name is Brendan.
And we are
BNT Reacts. And today we are checking out the tragic story of Selena Quintanilla-Pérez. And this is by MsMojo.
MsMojo. I remember when MsMojo first launched, and now look at all these subscribers they got. Okay.
I know.
I mean, what's it? Watch Mojo was always like, I always remember Watch Mojo being big. When they first did MsMojo, people were like, what the fuck?
Yeah, people were like, what's this? And now they have like, I think a gaming one too that's pretty big.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Along with MsMojo, yeah.
But definitely interesting to check this out. So I know the story of Selena, the great singer. May she rest in peace. Brandon does not.
I think you told me.
Yeah, I've been meaning to get Brandon to watch the Selena movie with Jennifer Lopez for quite some time, but we just never got around to it. It's always been something. And I heard that her new show, the show on Netflix based on her life, was good as well, so I have to check that out for myself as well. But just truly an incredible talent, gone way too soon. Very tragic story. But I'm not gonna say too much because I want you to really get involved. But hey, I'll rewatch it out. I mean, I ain't never see this Watch Mojo video, so maybe some things in here as well that I can learn about it. But let's get into it though. Let's watch.
Selena was one of the most celebrated and influential Latin artists of the 90s. But her life and career were cut tragically short. Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're taking a look at the tragic story of Selena Quintanilla-Pérez. In 2020, Netflix is bringing her heartbreaking saga to the screen as Selena the Series, with The Walking Dead star Christian Serratos in the lead role.
And also Nancy Classified School Survival Guide Susie.
In preparation for the show, we're giving you the rundown of the famed artist's life and her untimely death. Born in 1971 in the Texas city of Lake Jackson, Selena showed signs of musical talent from a young age. Her father, Abraham Quintanilla Jr., was a former musician and recognized his daughter's pitch-perfect voice immediately, building a family band around her with himself as manager. Though raised English-speaking, Selena was encouraged to sing in Spanish by her Mexican-American father in order to better connect with her heritage and the Latin American community in and around Texas. At first, she sang Spanish lyrics phonetically, but later became fluent. With her siblings Abraham III on bass and Suzette on drums, the family band played at their father's Mexican restaurant until the establishment was forced to close in the wake of recession. Bankrupt, the family moved to Corpus Christi, Texas, and sought new beginnings. Now called Selena y los Dinos, the family band brought in money with small local gigs.
When they first told us that we were nominated, we all freaked out. We couldn't believe it.
As Selena's popularity grew, so did her workload. Soon, her schoolwork was cutting into the band's touring schedule, so Abraham took his daughter out of school during the 8th grade.
But she is special. She's got it. I can feel it. I know it. She's gonna make it.
In 1984, the band recorded their first LP, titled Mis Primeras Grabaciones, in the Tejano music style. Between 86 and 88, 5 more albums followed. But the industry was initially unkind to Selena, a young woman in a mostly male-dominated music scene. She persisted alongside her father and siblings, however, and in 1989, her talent was eventually recognized by a music executive from EMI Latin Records. After signing with EMI Latin, Selena released her self-titled debut album that same year, and landed her the Female Vocalist and Female Entertainer of the Year honors at the 1990 Tejano Music Awards.
Thank you so much. There's so many people I'd like to thank. I'd like to thank, first of all, my family.
Around this time, Selena's future husband, Chris Perez, joined her band as a guitarist.
To Chris Perez, Selena's guitarist and later her husband, she was the love of his life.
The two fell in love but hid their relationship from Selena's father, fearing that he wouldn't allow his daughter's focus to stray from her music. In 1990, Selena released her second album, Ven Conmigo. The single Baila Esta Cumbia was a huge hit in Mexico and is widely considered one of her greatest songs. The album went gold a year later, selling over 50,000 units, and is now certified triple platinum, with over 180,000 sold.
Yes.
With Selena's rise in popularity and promise as a commercial star, a fan named Yolanda Saldívar asked Abraham Quintanilla Jr. if she could create an official Selena fan club in San Antonio, Texas. The club went on to become such a success that Saldívar became a close and trusted friend of the family. The following year was one of both family drama and breakthrough success. In
It's so crazy
1992,
because I'm not trying to
Selena's
say
sister saw her
anything at all
flirting
because I
with
want you
Perez
to.
and
So I'm
told
just.
their father.
I'm
In
just.
response, he threatened to disband the band. And when his strong-arm tactics failed to stop them from seeing each other, he fired Perez as guitarist. So, in April of '92, the lovers eloped.
Because there has been incidents like they get married and say, well, you're not going to sing no more. And all the work, all the sacrifice that we've done will go down the tube.
The news of his daughter's marriage hit Quintanilla Jr. hard, and he distanced himself from friends and family for a time, but ultimately had a change of heart, apologized, and welcomed Perez back into the band. All this family drama thankfully wrapped up just in time for the release of Selena's third album, Entre a mi Mundo, in May. This would prove to be her breakout album, especially in Mexico, as Selena became the first female Tejano singer to sell over 300,000 album copies. The following year, her live album, Selena Live, won her a Grammy for Best Mexican American Album, and was named Album of the Year at the Billboard Latin Music Awards. By 1994, Selena had become an icon for young Hispanic women, so she capitalized on her fame by opening a boutique called Selena Etc. and began designing her own clothing line. Riding a newfound wave of commercial success, Selena dropped her fourth album, Amor Prohibido, that same year, and it quickly became one of the best-selling Latin albums in the US, bringing the Tejano genre to a broader and much younger audience than ever before. She was even hailed as the queen of Tejano music.
And once again, to all the fans, thank you for making this possible. We love you. Thank you. Gracias.
To help her run her business ventures, Selena relied on one person in particular, Yolanda Saldívar. Due to the success of the fan club, Saldívar was assigned to oversee Selena's boutiques and made her agent. Due to her increased responsibility, Yolanda relocated in order to be closer to Selena, moving from San Antonio to Corpus Christi, Texas. But
Jennifer
when
Lopez is
Saldívar
so good in that
helped, the
movie
boutiques
too.
began to struggle.
Sheesh.
Her penchant for firing people she disliked caused concern among employees, but their warnings to Selena fell on deaf ears. Her father, however, investigated their claims, along with concerns from members of Selena's fan club. In 1995, he discovered that Saldívar had embezzled $30,000 from the fan club and boutiques. He threatened to report Saldívar to the police, requested financial records for the businesses, and warned Selena to stay away from her.
My last words to her was that I was going to go to the police to see what we could do, to charge her with something.
However, Selena failed to heed her father's advice, deeming Saldívar too important for the boutiques to dismiss.
You mean so much to me. I brought you a little present.
Come on, Doug. You shouldn't have done that. Oh my gosh. That is so beautiful. A ring with an egg.
After Saldívar failed to deliver the requested financial records, Selena confronted her in her hotel room on March 31st, 1995. Saldívar responded by pulling a gun on Selena and shooting her in the right shoulder as the singer fled. Selena was able to make it to the lobby, leaving a long trail of blood, but later died from blood loss and cardiac arrest. Attempting to flee the scene of the crime, Saldívar was stopped by police and engaged in a 9-hour standoff before finally entering custody.
It all came to a sudden and tragic end when she was shot by the woman who started her fan club 20 years ago, murdered just before she was set to perform in LA.
In the short time of just over 1 year, Yolanda Saldívar went from trusted friend of the Quintanilla family to the murderer of Quintanilla Jr.'s youngest child. She would be charged with first-degree murder in 1995 and sentenced to life in prison with no chance for parole for 30 years.
She was given a life sentence. That's 30 years before a chance of parole.
Our parole might
spent
be,
those years in a Texas
it's been
women's
30
prison
years,
under heavy
almost
guard.
30 years.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
What? MsMojo.
Selena's death sent shockwaves through the Latin American community and the entire United States. Her death made front-page news, and over 60,000 mourners attended her funeral. It's difficult to overstate her lasting impact on music, especially after such a short career.
She was a Grammy-winning, undisputed queen of Tejano music.
Hailed as one of the most influential Latin artists of all time, She's credited with popularizing Latin music as a whole and breaking barriers for Latin American artists.
In the last year of her life, she was a millionaire who was on the verge of a crossover career.
In fact, her final album, Dreaming of You,
Yes.
which was released posthumously in 1995, became the fastest-selling American album of that year. Warner Brothers later brought Selena's life story to the big screen in 1997, with a young Jennifer Lopez in the starring role.
And there's nowhere in the world I'd rather be than in my own, dreaming about you and me.
While Selena's life was brought to a sudden end, fans of the Queen of Tejano have not forgotten the impact her music made on their lives and the barriers she broke for Latin American women in the United States.
You know, basically what she would want to be remembered for is her music.
And some of her biggest hits released after her death.
Because that's what was her main source of pride and joy.
Upcoming Netflix series
This is so damn sad.
2020, we're thankful that Selena will be able to reintroduce herself to a whole new generation. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent
yes,
clip.
oh, this is your type of video right here. It was a recommended video that came up on Schitt's Creek. That's Brandon's show, so I was like that. But yeah, this is just, it's truly tragic. I get so sad when I think about her story. I remember being very young, and my mom was a really big fan of her and her music. So my mom like would tell me stories about everything that happened when I was very young. And my mom showed me the movie Selena with Jennifer Lopez and everything. So that's how I know about it, because I knew about it since I was young. My mom did that with a lot of artists though. She liked some with Left Eye, Aaliyah, it was a lot. But yeah, she showed me things about Selena, and that's how I know a lot of Selena's music. And about her story. Is this truly tragic? I just ask you all to be very cautious of who you allow in your circle. Be very cautious of who you just allow around you, because this is proof that people will do anything just for themselves, and it's tragic. Like, this woman, Selena, trusted her, and she cared for her, and this woman betrayed her and betrayed her family in ways that just you can't take that back, and her motives were completely wrong. So it's a cautionary tale for everyone, just to be careful who you allow around your life, because this stuff is serious. What did you think?
I definitely agree with that. I clearly didn't know like everything about the story when we first saw this, so that is awful. Like, that woman ended up killing her. Like, that is just so sad, and it is tragic because she literally was like a queen, and like she was so successful and everything, and it was literally just taken away way too early and like so quickly, and that's literally just so sad. I feel like that's just the main thing that I'm feeling from my first initial reaction of it, is that it's awful, and I'm very upset about that.
Yeah, I know she up there with, in heaven with God, enjoying herself. It's crazy though. One, she was like about to make, they said it at the video, she's about to make this big crossover in terms of like the US, because she was already big with like her Spanish albums in the US, but she was about to make the crossover, and she was making English albums. And they released her album, they released the album, everything that she recorded after her death. That's when they said that was like the fastest selling album of that year. But she was like in the making of that when everything happened. So that's just incredibly, like, it's just, you always wonder, like, damn, what would have happened? Like, just imagine how much bigger she would have been if she was actually alive. And also, Selena Gomez is actually named after her. I know you know that.
I did not know that.
Yeah, because Selena Gomez is Latina as well. So she was named after her. But yeah, that's all for this reaction. If you like it, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Make sure you also hit that subscribe button and go ahead and comment down below for more reaction requests. If you more videos like this, anything, we'll react to it.
And make sure to follow us on our social medias, Instagram and Twitter.
No, that was sad. Oof.
That was really sad.
But alright, y'all, that's all for this reaction, and we're out. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.